This is the beautiful kimono butterfly jacket I just made, and I thought to share with you guys. But first, let me start by introducing myself. Hi, my name is Lillian of Lillian Fashion Lounge, and I talk anything fashion, pattern drafting, and many more. So let's get started. So these are the materials that I'm going to be needing. First is the plain material. Now for this one, you can decide to use your ashoke fabric or whichever one that is suitable for you. Then I'll be using this Ankara fabric. So the yellow that is in the Ankara is what I'll be using for the plain material. So I'm going to go straight to cutting. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is to measure our length, our full length. So my full length, the full length I want to be using for this jacket is 42 inches. So I'm going to be measuring 42 inches across the Ankara. Then I'm going to go ahead and measure my shoulder, which is 15 inches. So I will be dividing it by 2. Then I will be adding 18 inches for the sleeve after measuring my shoulder. Then after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and measure my neckline, which is 3 inches width by 1 inches for the depth. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to separate the front from the back. Don't forget that I folded my fabric into 4. So I'm going to be separating the front and the back. So after I have successfully separated the front and the back, I'm going to go ahead and measure a slant line. I did not specify the amount of inches. I just measured a slant line right from the 3 inches for the neck towards the hemline. So wherever the slant line stopped, that is where I stopped. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the front, which is indicating that the one I'm cutting now is the front, just to indicate, because the back is not going to have any opening, so that is why we're opening at the front. So now that we are done, I'm going to go straight to the plain material. Now for the plain material, I'm going to be measuring 6.5 inches wide for the plain material. Then I've folded my fabric into 2. I folded a little part of it into 2. Then I folded it into 4. So from there I measured 6.5 inches. So I'm going to, after confirming the width of the material, I went ahead to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut another piece of fabric. So I'll be cutting up to 8 of this off camera, but I'm going to just show this one so you see that it is not only 2. We are going to be needing up to 8 lines of the plain fabric to be able to get our pattern for the butterfly jacket. So after cutting the 6.5 inches for the outer side of the butterfly, I'm going to be cutting another 3.5 inches width for the neck area and the front area also. So this is going to be, I'm going to be cutting this in 2 places in order to give the full effect. Now we are done with cutting the fabric, we are going to move right straight to sewing. So the first step in sewing is to sew the shoulder side. Now if you cut your fabric, if you have enough fabric, you can decide to cut yours without needing a joining at the shoulder area. But according to the way I cut mine, I'll be needing a joining at the shoulder area. So that is the first thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be joining it at the shoulder area. So after joining it, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to join my plain fabric at the edge. I'm going to join it at the edge first. So here I'm just going to be illustrating the way, I'm going to be explaining the way I went about it. Now you can decide to cut your fabric, your Ankara fabric, to be shorter. Then you use your plain fabric to complete, to add to, you are going to join your plain fabric to the Ankara fabric, but I decided to use it as a facing, and the reason why I did that was because the plain fabric I was using was very light. If I had used it alone at the edge, it is not going to complement the style, because the Ankara is a thick material while the plain material is soft. So that is the reason why I went on to do that. You can decide not to do that. So after joining the outer part of the butterfly jacket, I'm going to go ahead to join the front side and the neck area. So here I'm just going to be illustrating the way I went ahead to join it. So what I'm going to do is the 2 strips I was talking about, we are going to join them. You can decide to fold it and measure 7 inches and iron it. So but I wanted the illusion to have the seam, so that was the reason why I went ahead to cut it as I did. So after doing that, I went ahead to iron it. Then after ironing, I started placing it on the front area, which is what I'm showing here. While placing it, you're going to be using your pin. You're going to be using your pin to hold it together so that it doesn't slip away. And please, before I forget, if you are using a plain material, make sure that your material is longer than 60. The highest length I've seen for cutting material is 60, so you can decide to buy like 2 yards of fabric, so that you're going to have a longer fabric for the length, so that you're not going to have any joining. So I'm going ahead to sew the front part and the side. Thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my measurements on the fabric. So I'm going to be using the highest measurement I have, which is my hip. So my hip is 42, so I added extra 4 inches, which is making it 46. So 46 divided by 4, you're going to be getting 10.5 inches. So that is what I measured. Then I used it to mark. So before doing that, you're going to first of all measure your armhole divided by 2. So from there, you're going to start measuring your body measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this, then show you the final result. If you have any suggestions for me, I will be in the comment section. Please put it down in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching to this point. See you in the next one. Bye.